Viola, you started working on Russia topic very long time ago. You did internship in Russia. Could you tell me more about that? It was Voronezh and what other city?
Belgorod.
And what was the idea behind that internship? Because it's a long time ago. It's 1993.
30 years ago. Yeah. So actually, I studied agriculture, and I always had the desire to. At that time, it was still Soviet Union, and I always wanted to go to this undefinitely place like the Soviet Union, like Russia, and so on. And of course, I was born and raised in the west of Germany. Not that I was too much attracted, but I wanted to understand why the system is so different. How do people live there? What is the planning economy and so on? And I was always looking for opportunities to work in Russia, but not in an organized manner, not in an orchestrated manner, but rather in a self-organized manner. And so in that respect, I found person who worked on an agricultural level with independent NGOs, with independent people.
In 1993, independent
Yes.
NGOs.
Yeah. And we founded one in Germany in 1991. And with this NGO, I stayed for half a year in Russia in 93. I took a train from Prague and ended up in Moscow. And nobody waited for me, so that was a tough time for me there. Yeah.
And what do you remember of these times? Because Russia probably was still different than today. Well, it's not clear whether it's too much changed in terms of criminality and in terms of mentality, but still, the crisis. It was just a few years after Soviet Union broke up. What do you remember of this?
I remember a lot. I remember almost every story and every anecdote. I remember it was very tough for me as a person who was born in a cooperative society. We had very strong but very polite social and norms and let's say a way how to interact also with people who you do not know. And at that time in the post-Soviet and the Russian society, I thought it's a very hard life. With people you never met, you rather avoid. So there was a big mistrust in the society. But with people you know, you're extremely heartful and warm and hospitable and so on. So this contrast of a relationship was rather puzzling me. So I think if we meet even on the street, if we do not know each other, I would address you, I would speak to you. But in Russia, there was rather unusual, yeah. And also in the metro, nobody smiled at you, nobody loved at you, nobody had ever the intention to talk to you spontaneously. So it was a very hard, very, let's say, different situation from the society I was born.